Hello, everyone. Welcome to EUphoria, a community that spotlights diverse TTRPG creatives here locally in Europe and outside of the US. Make sure that you support and follow EUphoria on all of their socials listed below. My name is Taylor Navarro. I use she, her pronouns. I am a Latina woman in a grey sweater with glasses and a headset on. And today I am going to be I guess your very curious panel moderator because you are watching a panel here from MECHtember, and today's panel is this a mech? The answer is yes to every single thing. And so I'm going to now introduce you to all of my wonderful panelists, starting with my expert, Darcy.
Hello, my name is JC Darcy. I refute this title. It is a heavy crown to wear. I am going to make shit up as I go along, same as everybody else. I use they, them pronouns. I am a white, femme-presenting non-binary person with large green glasses and longish, brownish hair-ish. I'm going to zip, zap, zop and pass it along to Khalil. Hi.
Hello, I'm a mech. Wait, no. My name's
Yes.
Khalil Thurlaway, he, him. I am a light tan-skinned, mixed Arab British white person, using he, him pronouns with, well, you can't see, but I have very short shaved hair and stubble. I am currently wearing a black Keith Haring hoodie and a giant robot head that I'm probably going to take off at some point because it is rubbing on my headphones in a way that really is going to make focusing on this conversation pretty hard.
Bets in the chat on how long Khalil manages to keep it on for.
Place your bets now.
Someone
I'm gonna
write for me 10 seconds in the chat. Thank you.
I'm gonna pass over to Markus.
Oh, hello there. My name's Markus. Pronouns are he, him, or should I say for today, mechs. I'll be here discussing with you if it is a mech or if it isn't a mech. I have been assigned the role of being the voice of reason. Let's see how that works out, because people who know me know that I'm not always that reasonable. I'm a pale-skinned, male-presenting guy with a dark beard, dark hair, glasses, and a orange-brownish button-up shirt on today. And then I have the honor to pass it over to Toto.
Hello, I am not sure how long I will survive this panel. Depends on how many puns we will hear today. So I am Toto, my pronouns are she, they. I am a femme-presenting non-binary person. I am a Southeast Asian, currently living in Hamburg, Germany. And I was given the title of the Overthinker. We'll see where this goes.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for introducing yourselves. We are going to dive straight in with, actually, I'm going to give you a nice icebreaker question. So, when were you first introduced to the concept of a mech? So, for me personally, it was when I was put in a pram when I was a baby, and I was given one of those little steering wheel things, and I believed I was controlling the pram, and the pram was my first mech.
Okay, tone is set. This is.
I will fight you. I'll
Okay.
I'm going to get a flight. I'll see you in an hour or so.
Let's. Before we dive into is a pram a mech, I do want to point out that it is a way better introduction to mechs than like mine when I was just like 5 years old and I watched Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, which are I think are legit mechs, at least more than a pram.
Voice of reason, yes.
My experience with Power Rangers was always kind of tinged with subterfuge, because my parents didn't want me consuming violent media, but they weren't very consistent with it. So I wasn't allowed to watch Power Rangers, but I was allowed Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
The Turtles.
I wasn't allowed Toy Soldiers, but I was allowed Warhammer. So I don't know. I don't know where the real boundaries lay there. But I mean, on the subject of Warhammer, everyone loves a dreadnought, right? You know, a big sarcophagus mech on kind of stubby little legs covered in
Fighting
fists
you,
and guns
we'll
and
we'll
stuff.
figure out if that is a mech. I'm not sure yet.
I will
It
die on
totally
this
is a
hill.
mech.
Well,
It
I'll
is a
almost
mech.
die, and
It
then I'll
is.
be put in a dreadnought.
That's the spirit.
Yay!
I feel like I feel like almost anyone had their first experience with the idea of big mechanical beings with Power Rangers. But the first time I like consciously consumed it because I wanted to, because I felt like, holy crap, this is so cool, was actually Gundam Wing.
Yes,
Mm.
yes.
And to this day, at karaoke, I will sing the German Gundam Wing opening song. That's the only thing I remember as well. Like I barely remember anything. I just know it's highly depressing. It's super sad. Everyone looks like they're 14 or 16 at most,
Mm-hmm.
but the song slaps.
I need to find a karaoke bar
Also, it starts
near
like
the
this,
XL.
which is important. Being like very
Yeah, you have to do the hand thing. You have to do
Mhm.
that.
you have to put your
yeah.
hand in front of your face and then move it slowly. And
We have to get Toto to karaoke at Dragon Meet. Just putting that out there
Deal.
in the world so that it happens.
German opening songs back in the days, they slept real.
Anime
They
opening
go hard.
songs are like,
they go
yeah.
hard.
How
For sure.
different was the German Gundam theme song from the Japanese or
I
kind of
don't
American one?
think the German one was very different, but like the Sailor Moon one was. They put a beat under that. They said Sailor Moon, yes, but make it techno.
Yep, make it Eurodance.
Let's go.
Yeah, so that's just a German experience if you watched anime
Sailor Moon,
here.
however, is not a mech.
That's
Just
correct.
to make that clear.
That's correct.
You know what? I'm gonna agree that Sailor Moon is not a mech. Sailor Moon, the individual.
The individual.
You can't tell me that the anime as a whole isn't a mech. Because I don't know that I'll believe you. But Darcy, I need to know, where were you introduced to the concept of mech?
I don't think anything I have to say right now could add anything to the discussion that has already begun to snowball down the hill. But as an
Right.
elder millennial, I would think it came a little bit earlier. I was aware of Power Rangers when I was sort of 10, 11. But for me, it was Transformers. And I know we're going to have an argument about Transformers,
Yeah.
but that was when, you got the action toys. Those whole cartoons were just to sell toys. And that's what we had at like nursery and daycare. It was the thing, and you put the thing on the thing, and then we had the Happy Meal toys. I remember those very distinctly. A whole line of things of just like transforming into something else. And that for me was the first time I went, big robot go shooty. Ho, 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 ho. I like.
I remember
How
a
sad
friend of
were
mine
you
had.
How sad were you when Optimus Prime died?
Well, see, I didn't really consume the media. That was the thing. It was one of those things that was
okay.
on. It was Saturday morning cartoons. It's kind of on, and you're playing with the toys. The stories that I came up with were better than what was on Saturday morning cartoons anyway, right? We all know it. It was less about the TV show, if you will, was a vehicle for me to step into and inhabit and pilot for myself in the direction that I wanted to. And that sparked
the
joy.
Beautiful metaphor.
See? It works.
Mm.
So, real quick, I'd like to retract an earlier statement that I made.
It's begun. It's begun.
Prams.
Accountability.
Mhm.
Pram. I was not introduced to mechs with the concept of a pram. You know those little
God.
walker things that babies have? It's
No,
like a
you
little
don't
paper.
know.
Yes, that's
No.
a mech.
We're ending the stream.
She has become too powerful.
Tables on wheels, and they have all the activity boards, and then they can like shuffle their way forwards and backwards and stuff.
We
That
gave
was where
her
I
too much power.
introduced to the concept
Okay,
of a
I
mech.
think that's a much more legit like
No.
Yeah.
induction into mechdom than what is essentially a car.
Yeah.
Can we put that out on the market? Can we put that out on the market like baby's first mech, and it's just one of these walkers where we can put the baby in? Like
writing it down on
very
the
early
notes.
introduction to the concept.
I think because
Yes.
It has to have limbs, doesn't
it's
it?
too close.
well.
It's too
Hang
close
on,
to
you're
those.
getting ahead of yourselves.
It's too close to those those toy cars you put kids in that take up all the space on the walk. That's not a mech. That's a nuisance.
No. If the kid is operating it and making it move, I think it's a mech.
It's a vehicle. We do need to set
You're
the
going to
Venn
say the same
diagram.
about the bike.
Oh,
What, the walker thing?
I'm really glad that you agree
Is a
with me.
space hopper
I
mech?
do not agree.
No. That one was for you, Michelle.
So the list has begun. We are putting down the list.
Okay, you know what? I had an order to this, but I'm saying forsake the order. We're going to go straight into this. All right. What are the defining features of a mech?
It's
Let's
not
go,
Thomas the
let's-
Tank Engine.
First of all, don't you dare disrespect Holmes the Tank Engine like that. He is a mech now and forever.
I would say it doesn't have to have like a humanoid shape, but it has to be
limbs.
like, it has to have limbs of some description,
Hang on.
ideally in the form of some kind of creature.
Yes, I
Mhm.
agree. Also has to be mechanical because it's got mech. It's short for mechanical.
Yeah, Ratatouille is not a mech.
No.
And now hold up.
No.
Objection.
If Linguini was
Hang on,
made of metal, we could discuss.
I don't have a gavel, I have a hairbrush. Right, everyone.
Disorder in the
not-
court.
We will not be discussing pop culture mechs
Sorry.
until the slideshow.
Do your
Okay?
homework first.
First of all, we are talking about the defining features of a mech. You may give a pop culture reference as an example to illustrate your point. However, we will not be debating pop culture because some of the things that have been said are in the slideshow and I don't want to have to skip over them later. I
Sorry,
spent
we're
10 whole
painting the
minutes
jury
looking
here.
for an image
Yeah.
of that thing. No.
We're very sorry, Miss Navarro. We'll behave.
So on the limb thing,
Limb.
some of Dr. Robotnik's, things in the end of the levels on Sonic, some of them had limbs. I would call them mechs. Some of them were just floaty things with a ball swinging from the bottom. That's not a mech.
I support that. I do support that. You
So
need
I
to have
have
some
a
form of
clarifying
limb.
question.
It has to be pilotable.
I have a clarifying question.
Go on then.
Okay, if it has to have limbs of some sort that can be operated and it has to be pilotable, is a submarine a mech? Yes or no?
Doesn't have limbs.
No.
Yeah,
It's a vehicle.
some of them
Some
have like
submarines
little
do.
crabby claws.
Some
I want to contest the limb definition. I
Yes,
wanna,
Darcy, let's go.
I'm consulting the tome, okay? This is my mech Bible. But it's letting me down. They all have
Can you tell
limbs.
us
Yes,
what
sorry,
that
for the
is?
people who aren't looking or can't see the screen, I'm holding up a copy, original first edition copy of Lancer, the TTRPG that for me defines mech TTRPGs. It is full of beautiful illustrations of mechs, which is
Look at those
lovely,
limbs.
right?
Yeah,
But they
yeah,
all have
beautiful
limbs.
Limbs.
Yeah. So I want to contest it, but I feel that I have to concede the point. Bear with
I
me. I'm
have
gonna
a
keep
I have a
looking.
question though that might help support Darcy's point. Okay. So one of the prerequisites that we had is that it has to kind of look like something, not necessarily humanoid. We can go into animals as well.
Yes.
I would like you to close your eyes and picture a snail,
I can't.
right?
Aphantasia.
I would like you to try your best to follow me along on this magical
Yeah.
journey. Then, a snail. It's
Mm.
got like the tank tracks instead of legs, but the eye stalks are not technically limbs. Is that a mech? Yes or no?
Snails do have a foot.
Is it
That's-
mechanical? Is it mechanical? Is it a mechanical snail?
You could make
Yeah.
a mechanical snail.
If it is a
I-
mechanical snail, I would, and it is able, and you're able to pilot it, then it's a
Yes.
mech.
You
Mm.
stand inside the shell. That's where the engine is, and there's
That's
like a
amazing, I
little window
want it.
out the front.
I think if you introduce tank treads, I think that then becomes a vehicle. I think that's where the Venn diagram crosses over and ends.
That's spicy.
I think a mech has to be like greater than life, like big, for the person or thing that pilots it. So it can't be just it can't just be your size. It has to be really big.
So exoskeletons and like suits and something like Iron Man is not a mech. in
No,
this definition.
no, I don't think it's a mech.
So where does
How
this
much
hold
bigger?
life?
Yeah.
This is really interesting. This is a question that I actually wrote down. Is like, how small can a mech be?
I want to say
No, it has to be big.
pretty small because, again, I shall consult the tome and I shall show you the example that I'm thinking of. in Lancer there is a mech called a Goblin, and it's basically glorified power suit.
Lindy's mechs.
Goblin D's mechs. It is a hacker mech. It is excellent and very, very good. And I can't find it, even though I've just gone past it. But there are, in Lancer, they're half-size mechs. A full, like a size 1 mech is a standard mech that you would imagine, where you like sit in the cockpit, it's in the head, it's in the chest, you are one small piece of a large mechanical whole. But, a Goblin, there it is. I don't know if you can see it very well, but there's your guy. He's in the chest, and he's like operating the arms with his arms. He's operating the legs with his legs.
I
That's
feel
kind of
like
like a baby
if you
growth.
were- Yeah, I feel like if you start operating the limbs with your own limbs, like if your arm becomes the arm, your leg
Now we're
becomes the
getting
leg,
into the
that is-
nitty gritty.
I feel like that is battle tech. That's
Interesting.
not mech. That's a
So it's got to be remotely controlled from within a cockpit. Interesting.
Okay, so it's got. So you're saying it's got to have like levers and buttons rather than like. Even if imagine if it's like a huge skyscraper-sized thing, but it's controlled by your movements.
Isn't that-
doesn't count?
Isn't that how the mechs in Pacific Rim
I
are
was
operated?
gonna say Jaegers. Yeah.
Mm.
Well, I mean, the Jaegers are mostly like operated by your mind, basically, because you have like the drifting, and you need like that drift thing to keep them moving.
Yeah, we're still gonna get back to having a tabletop RPG worked out for that at some point. I need to play this.
But yeah, circling back to Taylor's question about submarine that has little grabbers. I think if it looks like a submarine with grabbers, vehicle. If it looks like a lobster, mech.
Ah.
Okay.
Taylor's very excited by the lobster mech.
Has everyone here seen the hit Disney movie Atlantis: The Lost Empire?
Of course.
Once upon a time.
Yes.
They had submarines with grabby claws that kind of looked like lobsters, but it had like literally entire armies inside. Would we call that a mech? Yes or no?
I think once it starts transporting people, once it becomes a school bus,
It
I
should,
think
yeah.
that takes it a little bit out of the realm of mech. I
so
think
it's also
transport capacity is a no-no for me.
There's a
Yeah.
maximum number of people we can have in it. So, for example, in Pacific Rim, there's always 2 people piloting. But at what point does it become too many? Because in the Power Rangers, when they all join up to be a Megazord, there's 5 people in the cockpit. Is that already too much for a mech?
But they all
Or-
still each of them still pilots a part of the. It can't be just
I think
one.
the
of them.
Megazord is
Yeah,
a
because, like,
special
if
case
it's
because it
not
is a
all of them-
conglomerate of
Yeah.
several individual
Mm.
independent mechs.
It's the same with Voltron. With Voltron, you also need all of them because each pilot's a part,
Yeah.
and if you
Yeah.
remove them, doesn't work anymore.
So how many are too many cooks in the kitchen? Because what I'm hearing is that if you are allowed to have multiple people piloting the same mech, then the Starship Enterprise is a mech.
It doesn't
No
have limbs.
passengers.
No
Yeah.
passengers. We're saying absolutely 0 passengers
There's
in
no
our
back
mech.
seat in a mech.
No,
There's no
absolutely-
back
there
seat
is.
in a mech.
To be
You
fair-
can get
yeah, we
an
do
extra
see,
compartment. That is a.
We do
I
see
feel
it in
That's a
media, though.
handbag for a mech.
And
though, that's different.
they get picked up and stuff. Yeah.
What if the definitive thing of what you're trying to say is, if I can just redefine it ever so slightly, is it needs to have a purpose beyond transportation. So it can be a lobster submarine as long as it's got the grabby hands to do whatever the grabby hands do. It can be a battle mech with an extra compartment for a passenger, because that is literally in Lancer, it's a support thing. If your fellow Lancer's pilot mech gets blown up and they're out on the battlefield or floating in space, they need to take cover. And if you have an extra compartment for a passenger, then you are providing a battle sort of support purpose. Haha!
But is it the? But is it like the main?
Yeah, that's like an emergency
Mm.
thing.
But so does having a passenger render a mech not a mech anymore? That seems to be what you're arguing. It can hold passengers as long as it has a further purpose, as long as that isn't its primary use.
As long as no one expects to be a passenger.
Yeah.
No one expects to be.
It's like
Hey.
a hidden compartment. Like,
It's just like a
okay,
baggie.
you got blown up. I suppose I'll reveal the hidden compartment.
Fine.
Yeah.
I do think with we earlier we talked about the snail-shaped mech, and then we also had the criteria of like, hey, a submarine with just like grabby claws is not a mech, but if the submarine is shaped like a crab or something, then it becomes a mech. So I think what we're kind of working towards in this definition is it has to be vaguely creature-shaped.
Yeah,
But
like
what that creature exactly is, that's quite the broad spectrum.
I think when we're talking about creaturedom as well, I also think that an important thing that sets a mech aside from a vehicle is personality. And whether that personality is because it has a personality or whether that's because it's ascribed to it. And I know we name ships and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like, for example, how a mech is designed aesthetically often tells you a lot about the vibe and about the storytelling intention of that mech.
Right. Yeah. I know it's not the purpose of this panel to agree too much, but I agree with it.
No, because you know what? This is like all of these things that you're saying are going to come in handy later. Marcus, I hope you have been writing this down, because I am going to put your convictions to the test in a moment.
Incredible.
I am prepared to whip out this one.
Amazing.
So some
Absolutely
comments from the chat. Mechs need to have independent rotation of legs versus torso to differ from a vehicle, which is very, very specific.
So they have to have hips.
They don't lie.
They do not.
I don't think
Is Shakira a mech?
He's not mechanical.
The answer is yes.
She's not made out of metal.
What if she got a hip replacement?
Hang on, okay. If my grandma gets a hip replacement, right? I mean, she gets possessed by a demon.
Oh,
is my
heck.
grandma a mech?
I mean,
How big is the demon?
Well, small enough to fit inside my grandma. So,
I mean, like we talked about, it has to have a certain dimension to be considered like really bigger than life. So the demon should be at least like the size of her head, maybe. And then maybe.
Okay, but with the hip rotation thing, I do have a counter argument.
Go on.
Because we also talked about that mechs can be other creature shapes, right? For example, a snail. A snail doesn't really have hips now, does it?
It doesn't.
Snails famously don't have hips.
That is what they're famous for. That and going well with butter.
Also, like a saber-toothed tiger, the yellow Power Rangers lord.
I was going to ask for examples.
Its legs move, but they don't kind of rotate that way, independent of the torso. Is that what the person in the chat?
I think that's the core.
So it's more about the waist rather than the hips.
Right. Yes.
Maybe just limbs in general. The limbs in general have to be able to like rotate or move.
Separate in a different dimension to the body. I think that's valid.
Dreams of like a snail mech.
No, I still think a snail could be a mech because, like, if you have the snail, what if it's like the shell can move and like circulate, rotate? In that case, your dreams could still become true.
Oh, and then the shell, it has like, for example, like its own platform on top with all kinds of cool things on it, and it's just the coolest.
What if it has little hatches that open up and different?
Hang on,
that's where the RPGs come out.
Also, not tracks on the bottom, loads of tiny little legs.
Festival, Khalil, sold, secondable, yes, hatches.
Also, we're tracking the ice,
You know, like there's like those lift platforms where it's just like a single pole and then like there's a thing on it. The shell is on one of those, so the shell can extend away from the snail base. I have
Inspector Gadget.
Just in case you want to become a slug.
Yeah, slug mode. Okay.
Engage slug mode.
Clip it. Clip it.
All right, we're kind of at the halfway mark, so I'm going to
Already? Are we already at the halfway mark?
It's already almost half past, so I'm just
Did
going
we answer any questions?
yeah, what are the defining features of a mech? And is a baby walker a mech? And is my grandma being possessed by a demon a mech? So we've answered some really important questions here today. And that's just to kind of get us started. So we've defined what a mech is, probably, maybe. I'm still not agreeing with the treads thing, but I now need to, now that you've laid out all of these rules for me that I was definitely paying attention to and won't question you on repeatedly for the next segment, I'm going to ask you a question. Is this a mech? And I've helpfully given you the answer already. It is yes.
But before we do, I have to answer chat. A pregnant woman is not a mech.
Disagreed.
No.
I'm sorry. That
The baby's not in control. Not completely.
Also, a woman is
what about
it's not a mechanical thing. It's not a mechanical being. Also, Also, I feel like if you're a mech, you should be able to leave and enter whenever you want, or at least have the option.
Is this where our disagreement over dreadnoughts comes in?
You know what? No, it's okay. Yeah. It's okay. I've got an answer to this. But we have to get there in chronological order.
No, we eschew your plan.
Okay. Going to is this a mech part of the section?
Now, is this a mech? Audience, cast your votes, yes or no. Now, we're going to go with one. This is a Cyberman from Doctor Who. And we've got to ask ourselves the question, is this a mech? We're saying no. I'd like to add some clarifying things. So there is a human body slapped inside of this thing. Okay. However, the human is actually technically just an engine, because for Cybermen, there is a program that takes over the human brain. So that way they want to replicate, reproduce, and dominate the universe. And just like a human, except they want to kill humans and use them to pilot more of these vehicle things. And so, do we think that a Cyberman is a mech? Yes or no? I'm getting a lot of no's in the chat. That's fine.
No.
That's absolutely fine. We've clarified this is more of like a mech suit. What are we calling the power suits that are not big enough for our mech specifications?
That is a power suit. That's a power station.
That's a power suit?
Yeah.
Yeah, powered armor, something like that.
Powered armor.
It's armor. Powered armor.
Yeah, it's kink
armor.
Wow.
I think we're allowed to say that. That's fine. I'm going to thumbs up that.
Wait,
Let's
sorry,
go.
is that TOS compliant? Sorry.
Bezos isn't here. He's not saying anything.
We're European.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're saying no to Cybermen. However, Daleks, I'm sorry, I am going to have to hard disagree on. And in fact, I hard disagree so much, my dog is making a special guest appearance. Do you know what's in a Dalek?
A Dalek can't leave.
Yeah, they can.
Dies.
They can.
Yeah, it can be able to die.
They can.
Then it dies.
They can open the thing. There's life support systems in there, but they can survive for a while outside of the suit.
So it's actually more of a disability aid.
I don't think we can get into that territory, Darcy. I'm going to have to bring
I'm saying mechs a disability representation. I'm saying that's potentially
Yeah, I agree on that one. I need I need one that is an okay sign.
I think, going by the previous discussion we had on the requirements for mechs, at the start of this conversation, I would have said, hell no, a Dalek is not a mech. But by the standards we have established, and as the voice of reason, I do think that they are mechs by our definition.
So does that mean that they are mechs to Daleks? Sorry, they are mechs to the green squishy Dalek-y people.
They're kind of
they are
brain-colored.
not mechs from the perspective of the people outside.
Right.
Well, hang on. Let's think about this for a second, right? Because that's a very hot take that you've just presented to the chat.
Is it?
Hang on. If I presented a mech to a bear, Right.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
If I presented a mech to a bear, do you think the bear is going to consider that to be a mech? Bearing in mind that the bear doesn't have the doesn't have like the knowledge or the ability to pilot that. Human beings do not have the knowledge or the ability to pilot a Dalek mech, but that does not make it any less of a mech. And therefore, we cannot be thinking about alternative perspectives. If we agree that it's a mech by our definition, it doesn't matter who's looking at it. Because if I introduce the cow to a mech, the cow is going to really struggle, just like the bear will, but it's still a mech.
I mean, we only have a runtime of an hour for this panel. I do think there is a relativity to the meaning of mech, depending on whoever observes the mech. But for simplicity's sake, I'm going along with your argument.
I was questioning what. Isn't there the Dalek law that they kind of took out the brains and enhanced themselves by putting themselves in this mechanical thing? So they are now not really able to sustain themselves unless they are inside one of these. So this is Dreadnought territory for me.
All right, I don't have a picture of a dreadnought because I didn't know what it was before this panel. Khalil, your time to shine is now, my guy.
A dreadnought is if a space marine, so just a super soldier kind of, we won't get into the politics of it, it's real rough. If one of them gets almost killed, but has done a really good job and has pleased the Emperor by killing a lot of other stuff, then they will be rescued and they're
Rescued?
retrieved, and their just about still living body will be put in a life support sarcophagus, which is the central core of a kind of very boxy, armored kind of walking machine, which can have all sorts of different kind of crushing fists and weapons and missile launchers and stuff like that. But it is basically a sarcophagus with kind of stumpy mechanical legs and big mechanical kind of boxy arms.
They cannot leave.
No, it's like...
And you have to turn them off every once in a while, or they die because life is too hard.
Or they lose their minds and they go berserk.
They do not exactly enjoy being in their position, and
you have to regularly install Windows updates on.
Yeah,
it's a great.
Right before you go on stream. So if a dreadnought is a mech, then Robocop is a mech.
I do not think it's a mech because you cannot leave.
I'm positing to Khalil. Can you bend it that far? If a dreadnought is a mech, then Robocop is a mech. Yes.
But then we bump up against the scale issue again, because Robocop is only slightly taller than a normal human being, whereas a dreadnought is the size of a bungalow.
Yeah.
That's a very specific definition of its size. I love that.
That's just a typical British size, right? This is how you measure things in the UK, right?
Yeah, we measure.
4.9 bungalows. Yeah.
Like, so we've got two kind of metrics in the UK. It's bungalows and buses. And
so it's about about 2/3 of a bus.
2/3 of a bus. Okay, that's about one bungalow. Yeah.
2/3 of a bus or one bungalow. Like, take your pick.
It's British math.
British.
Like, if you want to measure small things, it is in baked beans. Individual baked beans, not tins. Don't ever try and say it's tins because you will get shanked.
Are the beans within the tin, are they mech pilots?
Yes, absolutely.
Are the beans sentient?
Oh, I hope not.
Me too. Okay, right. So we're saying that dreadnoughts and Daleks are mechs. And honestly, I'm really proud of you all for coming to this unanimous agreement.
Well,
I'm not even unanimous with myself on this.
Toto still disagrees.
You know what? That's okay. I brought Toto here for one reason and one reason only. That's to argue with me specifically. So I'll allow it. Moving us on. Our favorite.
No.
Hang on, Your Honor. Hang on, no, I'm the judge. Wait a second. Members of the jury. I have brought to you not only a picture of Thomas the Tank Engine, but his mech pilot, this guy who doesn't have a name, but does drive Thomas around.
Point to me the limbs on this train.
No
Exactly.
No
You know-
limbs.
But
Okay,
I want to
hear me
posit.
out, hear me out.
No
Have you-
wheels
Okay,
are
I'm gonna
not
support you,
limbs. Get
Taylor.
out.
Thank you.
I want to
Carry on.
support you with this. I want to say that, okay, we've come up with our definitions, we've come up with our requirements. I'm playing a devil's avocado right now, okay? I'm pretty sure I know which side of the debate I'm going to come down on, but I just want to posit this. We have our requirements, but I'm going to say that on everyone that we've done so far, I think at least one of them has been kind of like twisted a little bit. And so I'm going to say that for Thomas, we can consider the limbs to be a wiggly one, like not
What kind
a
of creature
hard-
is Thomas?
The wheels.
Human.
That's a human face.
Is it? That's a sleep paralysis demon
Yes!
face.
There you go. It's a sleep paralysis mech.
Look, Your Honor,
Look.
Your Honor. I think,
Yes.
I think I would only accept Thomas the Tank Engine as a mech if there's some kind of secret dark backstory to
Yes.
Thomas that actually before Thomas became the tank engine, he was some kind of hopeful youngster who all he wanted to do was drive trains.
I
but
think we
through
gotta
some weird-
rewatch.
After a weird mishap, the soul of this young boy got caught in this train, and now the soul is the pilot of the train. That's when I
Yeah.
would accept Thomas the Tank Engine as a mech. But so far, Your Honor, Thomas the Tank Engine is not Thomas the Mech Engine.
Chat.
Wait,
chat.
hang on. Can I just
parallel
rebut? Can I
universe.
just rebut for a second?
Please.
Thank you so much for your statement. However, it all hinges on the subjective I would believe, and that is not an objective truth as stated by these rules that we have laid out together. And so whilst I respect your opinion, by rule of law, you're wrong.
I mean, chat has some interesting pointers.
Mhm.
All right, tell me what the chat's saying. Chat, let's go. I believe in you.
Chat says Thomas is a dreadnought. Khalil knows. Khalil knows that he's been
It's
wrong.
powered by coal, and the coal is dead dinosaurs. And
Oh,
so
that's brilliant.
Okay,
Yes.
I do
Brought
just
Markus around. I can't believe it.
see. Hang on. Do you know why I asked for Khalil specifically? It's because Khalil is a scientist, and I knew
Mhm.
that if anyone was gonna have my back in this, so I did bring Khalil on as my go-to scientist on this. Thank you, Khalil. You have done your job. I'll give you
So,
$5 after this.
I feel
So Euphoria, what do you bring the scientist on for? Oh, a debate about mechs and how coal is just dead dinosaurs.
I've got some more stuff coming up for Khalil in a minute, but
I got invited especially because I have very little knowledge of this whole thing.
You're here for gut feeling and gut feeling
Mhm.
alone, and that's
I have
exactly what I
this.
wanted you.
That's your
And I have
feeling.
this.
I handpicked this panel knowing exactly who I was getting into a fight with. And
I just want to take a moment to shout out Michelle. Michelle should have been with us here at this panel, but she's
Mhm.
under the weather today. She somewhere her ears are burning. She's rolling in her bed like I would have had these fuckers. I would have had them. Everything would have been a mech if Michelle were here. She's raging at our scientific method. Shout out Michelle, we love you.
We love
All right.
you.
Now that we've all unanimously agreed that Thomas the Tank Engine is a mech,
powered by the souls of the dinosaurs in
He's
the
got-
coal,
he's got a pilot.
and with the kind of the internal computer that is
Gifted
kind of machine
arms.
spirit based on
Oh my
the
God.
child
Arms,
coal.
and I agree.
Imagine if Thomas could like channel specific dinosaurs and had like specific dinosaur modes depending on what kind of coal he's burning. So we would have like stories of Thomas engaging T-Rex mode or something. Then,
Percy
you know
would
that
watch himself a bit better.
Like cannibalism.
But he can't choose. He can't choose the coal because you can't
Oh,
tell. You don't
no,
know.
it's Ben 10. It becomes Ben 10.
What is Ben? Is Ben 10 a mech?
No,
No,
Ben 10 is okay. Ben 10 is
Don't look at me as if that's a stupid question to ask.
Okay, hang on. Guys, we are running out on time. So, real quick, crash course. Ben 10 is a cartoon from Cartoon Network. He is a boy. He is given an alien watch called the Omnitrix, right? And when he first gets it, he can't control which of the 10 aliens that it has stored in it that he can shapeshift into.
That's the 10. I get you.
That's the 10. Okay, smash cut. Back to the panel. Optimus Prime. Have you ever looked at a picture of a robot and gone, daddy? Because I have. And you're finding this.
I'm a big Bumblebee fan. I love Bumblebee.
That's
Bumblebee's
fair.
my babe.
I
Shout out
wasn't
to
on that,
Bumblebee.
guys.
What?
Did not expect
I
thirst
love
for
a villain.
Transformers tonight.
Why?
Why?
Wow. That's fine. That's okay.
What do you mean?
Megatron, call me. Not when he is in his kind
Where's this
of
going?
limbed mode. You can only get in him when
Yeah.
he has no limbs. So I would say no. He's a truck and
Okay.
a robot.
Hang on. What if he's semi-transformed?
What if Optimus Prime has some?
This is not
But, like,
TOS compatible.
I'm sorry.
If he turns into a car and you're able to like enter the car, are you able to pilot? Do you
Yeah.
drive the car? I think it, no,
Yes.
you don't. It's still him driving. He's piloting it. You're just a passenger.
You're a passenger.
Which
Just
before
imagine-
mentioned,
We have agreed.
Okay,
I
so
don't
we're
know.
saying for
He
sure
has a back seat.
Optimus Prime is not a mech.
I think that's pretty cut and dry.
Okay, right.
Sorry.
I'm going to move us on to the next one then, now that we have made it definitive, because we are running out of time.
Yeah, we
We're
have
getting
made
good
the
at this, though.
definitive. You can be
Yeah.
horny for them, but they're not mech.
It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, please be horny for Megatron.
All right. So we now have Penny from Into the Spider-Verse. That's a mech.
It's a
It
mech.
looks like something.
It's a
right.
mech.
It's piloted by a
looking at-
spider.
But looking at our criteria, it has limbs.
Yes.
It is creature shaped.
Yes.
Mm.
It has a pilot.
Yes.
Mhm. It
Um,
has two,
it-
actually. It has a girl and a spider.
It is, however, not Shakira.
Mm.
It's not
Shakira
Shakira.
was actually not. You are the voice of
I'll
reason.
allow it.
He's not wrong. It's not Shakira.
It's not wrong, but it wasn't one of our criteria for Meg.
I would challenge,
Um,
but then I automatically override my own challenge because it's the one I think we can be twisty on. It's barely bigger than power armor. It is quite small compared.
See, this
It
is
is
why I bring it
piloted
up.
by very small
Yeah.
pilots.
True.
It has to
To be
be
fair,
in
one of the
relation
pilots
to
is
the
a spider.
pilot. It has
Mm.
to be in relation to the pilot, and the
This is-
pilot is small.
This is where I admit that my knowledge of Penny Parker lore is very limited. So, if I understand it correctly, it's actually the spider that pilots the mech, right? It's not Penny that does the pilot.
I think they both do.
they
Okay.
pilot it
If you
together.
watch-
It's like a Jaeger,
Yeah.
except one of the humans is a spider.
But also the
Okay.
human
It's just
pilot
like, that
is
makes sense,
smaller
actually.
than a regular human, right? It's
Right.
a child.
So will there come a
Penny is
point-
a child.
Penny is like
Mm.
14.
Not that big, but
So what if she hits she gets to 21? Is she just going to be cramped in there with her
Yeah, she
knees up
won't
around
fit
her ears?
anymore.
terrible.
Will there come a point
question.
where she can't fit and the spider has to do solo? Like, how is that going to work?
Well, the thing is,
Yeah,
when
the
she's
ship-
outside
the
of the
spider
mech,
gets-
the mech
has
still
to get
moves
another
because the
kid.
spider's still
Even-
piloting it.
Even worse, what if we hit a Charlotte's Web scenario with the spider? That would be even worse. So, look, I don't want to make this sad or anything, but that is something that
For anybody who hasn't read Charlotte's Web.
Most mech media is sad at some point. It has
It's
to
true.
be.
Ooh, yeah.
Wait, hang on. This is sad because her dad built the robot before he
And
died.
her dad
right?
died, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But then in the first movie,
Is
the
that also
robot
part of
gets
the-
destroyed, and she has to fish out her co-pilot spider
Mm.
from the destroyed mech, and therefore, like
It's. I'd
it's
like
sad.
to add. I'd like to add another criteria. Then, it has to have some kind of sad backstory.
Ooh, contentious.
I think this is
Mm.
gonna work out in my favor. Write it down.
It has to
doesn't
be
sound like a
sad in
scientific
some way.
method.
It has to be
Has
sad
anyone-
in some way.
Has anyone here played the Titanfall games?
Wow.
Because that rule applies to those games. That
Don't
really
make me
does.
think about it. No, but
Mhm.
I think there's something to be said about the bond between pilot and mech.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think there's
This
definitely
is
something
perfect,
there.
and I really think this is going to work out for me. I just have to remember
So you're
which
on board.
slide it is. Oh, this one. There is a bond between. No, actually, this wasn't the one I had in mind, but I do think this is a mech. And you can't convince me otherwise.
I
Where's
love
the mechanical element?
biomechanical.
When he's
as much as the
holding a
mechs.
whisk or a knife, I feel like that's mechanical enough.
No.
How is a knife mechanical?
Chop, 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 chop. No.
Question from the chat that comes into play here: do mechs have to be weapons of war or battle?
No.
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 Whoa,
Then
yeah,
Ratatouille is a mech. The case stands.
No! We're still missing mechanical.
But is that the one? Is that our
Hang
one
on, I
criteria
think-
that we
I
can
think-
bend?
However, I think that all mechs can be used for violence, but their purpose doesn't need to be violence. And so, if Remy was in the hat,
Also,
it
does the piloting have to happen from the inside?
Mm,
You have to
yeah.
Are we allowed? Hang
enter.
on. Are we allowed convertible mechs? Because I mean, technically, the hat puts them inside, but not like inside.
Yeah, but
You know. So, are we allowed
his
convertible
hat
mechs?
his head is not part of his biology.
So if Remy
Oh,
did
man.
something
There is a
POS
scene
non-compliant,
where they train, where they like work on it and like figure out how to do this. He doesn't wear the hat when they do it at home.
That's
Mm-mm.
true. That's
Okay,
true.
so mechs
so if
can't
Remy
be
were to sit in his
convertible.
mouth,
Marcus's face was a journey of emotion there. I loved it.
You know what? I really
And, like,
hope that
pull on his
Ida loves this
tonsils
for
or something.
TikTok.
I just got so many clips.
I think I stay with my initial.
Okay,
decision.
Ratatouille is not a mech. That's
I
just
do think,
lost
however,
my
it
light.
should.
We've got 10 minutes left, and I have an indeterminate number of slides left.
We-
I'm calling it here.
Perfect. Go, Judge.
Right. This next one does
Oh.
have a content warning for people at home. I will let you know when it is or Darcy will give you a verbal confirmation when the image is no longer on screen. However, this one does contain body horror and exposed muscles specifically. Okay? Is everyone on the panel comfortable with this? Yep.
Thumbs up. Thumbs up.
Thank you. Attack on Titan. Are those mechs? There is a human being inside of that operating both of these.
I think, Tota, did
There's
you
a
just say that
bond
it's an
and a
Eva?
sad. There's a bond and a sad backstory. You know. Technically, they're kind of mechanical. They blow steam out of their mouths.
Is steam? Does steam equal mechanical?
Yes, absolutely.
Does
Is
it
this
though?
scientifically
If
correct, Khalil?
it blows,
Khalil, is this scientifically correct? Steam always means
I
mechanical.
want to bring flesh mechs into it. Khalil, as my resident scientist, would you
Okay.
say that flesh mechs can be a thing?
I don't know enough about Attack on Titan.
That's fine.
Were these things built?
Yes.
More or less, yeah.
Kind of.
Yes. They were like bioengineered.
Engineered is the best word for it. Yeah.
So, because
Eva.
I really like biomechanical and kind of that eliding the boundary between kind of living and non-living. I don't think these can be a mech though, because mech it could be a biomech.
What
But
is a biomech?
But
if
then it's
not a
biomech
mech?
within the clade
Does
of
it have
mech. So you have like the kind of
I
the-
keep moving my light today.
oh. So
Fine.
if you have the like taxonomic kind of tree of mechs, is biomech a subset of mech, or is it
I
a
think so.
like
I
yes.
think
related
so, yeah.
line?
It
My-
has mech in it, and therefore it is a mech. And what
My
I'm hearing,
My gut response to this was
Starfish
when we
has
got
fish in it. It's not fish.
when we had the picture
dare you.
of the
That's it.
when,
Like
when
a
we had the
mic
picture
drop.
of the two Titans coming up, my gut response was, no, this is not a mech. But I will also say I have not fully watched Attack on Titan, but
Neither
I have
have
a
I, but I
wife
know
who is-
enough about the plot.
I have a wife who like filled me in on the entire plot.
Bring her in.
So, so I will say that especially some of the Titans on Attack on Titan qualify as biomechs, at least.
Do they?
These are two
because they are-
biomechs.
They
Do
are
they have
kind of
separate
piloted.
pilots?
I was going to say,
Well,
in
that's
terms of our
separate, right?
definitions, in terms of our requirements, I think the only one that we can argue about is the mechanical versus biomechanical element.
Yeah.
And we've bent rules for one requirement before, so I think we've got to say yes.
Cool.
Do
That's great.
do they
I'm
have
going to
a
bring us
separate?
on.
Do they have a separate pilot?
Yeah, there's somebody in their necks.
Yeah.
There's like a teenager in their necks operating them.
Why is it
Alright,
always
talk me round.
teenagers?
To make it sad.
Always.
Fantastic. I'm moving us on because we have 6 minutes left and we still have to outro. This is another body horror one. This time it's fungus. Your Honor, the zombies from The Last of Us, are they mechs for the fungus specifically?
No.
Biomechs for the fungus.
Ooh.
Sam
Wait.
disagreed with you, Khalil, so I'm going to need you to defend this point.
The like the human body was not built like for
Right.
the purpose of being a
Yeah.
a vehicle.
Counterpoint,
for this fungus.
was it not bioengineered to be different from its original form by the fungus,
But they have
like
become.
the Titan was?
Have they not become a symbiotic kind of situation? It's like
No.
No.
Human is dead and being completely piloted.
that's
Like, all of its
true.
Limbs and stuff are being piloted by the
But
fungus.
They have
specifically.
become a new thing. It's
Yeah.
not piloted by a separate pilot that can
Exactly.
like be removed and then returns back to the original mech.
There's no little fungus guy crawling
Yeah.
out of this guy.
Maybe
Yeah.
the little
pilot
fungi guy.
and-
It's a sentient fungus, so
although-
just we can't describe our our kind of.
What's the
like,
fungi from
movement as a fungi.
Pathfinder?
There on the subject of something being able to
Mech-themed
survive
piloted,
outside
yes.
the host or outside the mech.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that would be
There
two
is-
exceptions.
There is a difficult one here though, because with fungi, like where one kind of individual begins and ends
Right.
isn't as clear cut as with like humans. So you could have like a big hyphal network or whatever. You cut it in half, and it's now two hyphal networks.
Oh,
It's not like if you cut me in half,
Okay.
I would just be dead.
imagine.
Did you try?
But
Okay,
imagine.
live on stream.
Okay, we've got 5 minutes. We've got 5 minutes.
We can
I've
do
got a really good one. I've got a really good one coming up.
Go on then.
All right.
Okay, so JCB excavator and mech.
It does have a limb.
It has a limb. It has a
Damn
limb.
it!
It's being piloted by a human being. It can be used for violence.
It's not creature shaped.
It's not creature shaped.
It's not
Yeah.
creature shaped.
Is it not? It's doesn't.
What creature does that look like?
No,
Snake.
it's a
I'm
brontosaurus.
not a scientist.
It's a
Snake.
this is a brontosaurus. It's a dinosaur again. Like the
Brontosaurus
long
snake.
neck, the long neck dinosaur.
If the dick is up like that.
Chat says it's clearly a cat.
I mean, it does. Does the little scoop thing that cats do.
All right.
Okay, so just quick rapid fire. Yes or no, Toto?
I gotta go with no.
Markus?
Yes, it's a mech.
Darcy?
You lost all
No.
reason.
Too many exceptions to the
Khalil.
requirements.
Not creaturey enough.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
not
you know
creature
what?
enough.
3 out of the 4 of you are going to jail. Last one. Is a hamster and a ball a mech? Yes or no?
The ball
Closer than a
arms.
JCB.
Yeah. get
Yes,
the ball.
agreed.
Add arms to the ball.
Yeah. Give
Add
it limbs. and
mechanical
soul.
arms. Add mechanical arms or legs. Yes.
Yeah.
Give them
Yeah.
legs.
And also
Right.
these legs don't even need to be like hamster type legs. It could be like
Human.
tentacles.
Like a jellyfish.
or-
Hang on, a tentacle is not a leg, and you
It's a
can't be
limb.
here. We've got
It's a
4
limb.
minutes
We
until
said
wrap,
limbs.
and you're coming in here trying to tell me right now.
Tentacles are
Give him legs. Give him legs.
Isn't there a hamster in Overwatch that pilots a mech?
yes.
Oh yeah, there is
Yeah.
actually.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's mech.
It's like Hammond or something. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, absolutely. But I'm talking about this specific hamster here in this specific
No
ball
legs,
right here.
no limbs.
No legs, no
That can be
limbs.
the
No
one
mech.
Very
exception.
cute, but
I
not a
vote
mech.
yes. I vote yes.
You
We
know
can
what, Darcy?
change that.
You've got the spirit of this thing. We are
The
allowed one
scale is off for me.
exception. It's
No more
bigger
so than Penny
it.
Parker.
Mm,
That's
mm.
you see.
Oh,
No,
Oh!
Is
if
Penny
we add
Parker the
limbs.
hamster of mech pilots?
She is now.
yes.
Hmm.
And therefore, we all unanimously agree. And with that, I would like to conclude the popular game show. Is this a mech? Thank you for joining us here on EUphoria for MECHtember. I am now going to go around my wonderful panelists, and I would like you to let us know your name and where we can find you on the internet should you want to be found. Starting with my overthinker Toto.
I've been thinking too much today. I need to lie down. I am Toto. You find me almost anywhere under Totoroki, and I have a lot of thinking to do. I'm questioning a lot of things right now.
I've done my work. Okay, my voice of reason, Markus.
Hi there. I'm not sure I was as reasonable as I could have been on this panel, but I'm Markus. Pronouns are he, him, and you can find me anywhere on the internet as the Chindividual, especially also over on YouTube, where I run a TTRPG video channel, mostly focused on Pathfinder. Maybe I should do a video on mechs there too, because I feel like I have some emotions to get out of my system after this. So thank you very much for having me. This was great, excellent fun. Thank you so much.
Fantastic, my scientist, Khalil.
Hello, I'm Khalil Thurloway, he, him, and you can find me on Science and Sorcery doing all sorts of science-connected storytelling with various RPGs. We're just about to come back from a little bit of a summer hiatus, so expect new and weird and interesting things. You can also find me hosting the Natural History Museum's podcast, Wild Crimes and Our Broken Planet. And I am questioning my ability to reason, and I'm overthinking, partly because of
Join me.
the word taxonomy as well. My professors would be disappointed.
Fantastic, my expert, Darcy.
I do not feel I've lived up to that today.
You
I did was
have, you've
rely-
done
I just
brilliant.
relied on Lancer, which is good enough for me. Hello, my name is Darcy. I use they them pronouns. I'm one of the co-founders here at EUphoria. If you like what we do, you can follow us, you can support us, you can join our Discord, you can be part of such wild and wonderful things as this. This has all been part of MECHtember, our month of mechs. Lots of content still to come for the month. You can catch me next Wednesday, not this Wednesday coming, but next Wednesday back on my co-working bullshit, because that was fire last time. Just an hour or two, I'm going to work on another mini game for the Mecha mini game jam. People are going to be working with me on their own stuff, on some games. Come along with us. It's a good time. We use Pomodoro timers and we get stuff done. We've also still got 10 candles to come. We've still got EU creatives. We love brackets, but make it mechs. And you can catch all the VODs for Girl by Moonlight and our Blast Off stream. It's all mechy, and we love it. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. This is an absolute blast. I can't believe an hour has gone by that quickly.
It's gone by real. I am Taylor Navarro. I have been your curious panel moderator for today. You can find me on Blue Sky at Taylor Ann NX. There's one more N than you think there is. And also, you could probably find mention of my work that I've been doing in several notable games reporting, like journalism sites. Maybe look up my name and Games Radar and D&D and see what comes up. I don't know. Who's to say? But that has been me. Make sure you're following EUphoria down on the socials that are listed below. Make sure that you've hit the follow button on Twitch so that way you can be notified when EUphoria goes live for more MECHtember shenanigans. And remember, if anyone asks you, is this a mech? The answer is always yes. Goodbye, everyone.
Woo! Remember, tentacles are limbs.
No.